It's Benzinga, bringing Wall Street to Main Street.
Amazon raised prices on 1,200 low-cost household items this spring, according to a Wall Street Journal analysis. Amazon finds it difficult to profit from low-cost products due to high shipping expenses and eliminated slim margins. Its rival Walmart can absorb losses on similar items because in-store purchases often include higher-margin products. Prices fluctuate due to factors like inflation and discounts, and Amazon noted that many of the tracked products were often out of stock at rival retailers. Retailers are quietly adjusting strategies, fearing political backlash after Trump warned companies to eat the tariffs in May. Southwest Airlines will introduce assigned seating for the first time on January 27th, ending its decades-long open seating policy, according to CNBC. Customers can begin booking with seat assignments on July 29th. The shift is part of a broader overhaul aimed at increasing efficiency and boosting earnings by $800 million this year and $1.7 billion in 2026. Carrier also plans to begin charging many passengers for checked bags and has introduced new fare tiers. Top-tier loyalty members will remain exempt from many of the changes. Southwest announced plans to end open seating a year ago as part of a broader business model overhaul, but had not set a date until now. The Congressional Budget Office said Monday that President Donald Trump's newly signed Big Beautiful Bill will increase the U.S. national debt by $3.4 trillion by 2034, that according to CNBC. It extends Trump's 2017 tax cuts and adds deductions for tips and overtime while boosting military and deportation spending. To offset costs, it includes $1.1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid, SNAP, and clean energy funding. CBO said the bill's revenue losses will total $4.5 trillion. CBO also projected the law will result in 10 million more uninsured Americans by 2034, while slightly reducing ACA benchmark premiums by 0.6%. CBO found that the law will reduce average premiums for the standard ACA benchmark plan by about 0.6% in 2034. Treasury Secretary Scott Bassett on Monday called for a sweeping institutional review of the Federal Reserve, according to Politico. Bassett's comments increased pressure on Chair Jerome Powell ahead of next week's rate-setting meeting. In a CNBC interview, Bassett likened the Fed's performance to a safety agency with recurring failures, questioning whether its members can adopt their thinking. Bassett claimed inflation has remained low and criticized the institution's rigid thinking and academic leadership. Later on X, Bassett urged the Federal Reserve to conduct a comprehensive institutional review, questioning the prudence of major building renovations amid $100 billion in annual losses. Powell's kept rates steady this year, arguing the Fed should wait to assess the impact of tariffs, which could raise prices while slowing growth. June's consumer price index showed early signs of tariff-related inflation, though annual inflation remains under 3%. Google removed nearly 11,000 YouTube channels and other accounts in Q2 tied to coordinated influence campaigns from China, Russia, and other countries. Over 7,700 channels were linked to China, spreading pro-PRC and pro-Xi Jinping content in Chinese and English, according to CNBC. More than 2,000 accounts were tied to Russia, promoting pro-Kremlin narratives and attacking Ukraine, NATO, and the West. Google also confirmed it deleted accounts linked to RT and a 2024 election influence scheme involving Trump-aligned influencers. Additional removals targeted campaigns from Azerbaijan, Iran, Turkey, Israel, Romania, and Ghana. The company said the findings reflect the ongoing work of its threat analysis group to curb global disinformation. PepsiCo announced Monday it will debut Pepsi prebiotic cola this fall following its $1.95 billion acquisition of Poppi in May, according to Benzinga. Pepsi prebiotic cola launches 4 months after PepsiCo completed its $1.95 billion acquisition of Poppi in May. While overall U.S. soda consumption has declined over the past 2 decades, prebiotic sodas like Poppi and Olipop have gained popularity among health-conscious consumers. Pepsi is turning to health trends like protein and fiber to boost demand as U.S. beverage sales decline. In the second quarter, North American volume fell 2%, though Pepsi Zero Sugar performed well. GameStop shares rose Monday afternoon amid heightened volatility despite no clear news or catalyst, according to Benzinga. Monday's move followed a volatile week driven by cryptocurrency market swings and remarks from GameStop's CEO. GameStop's stock performance last week closely tracked Bitcoin price swings due to its crypto holdings, often overshadowing its core retail business. CEO Ryan Cohen stayed in the spotlight by turning a PR incident into a $250,000 charity auction and criticizing short selling as un-American. He reiterated GameStop's focus on business fundamentals, a shift toward collectibles, and a commitment to responsible capital deployment. GameStop shares rose 2.7% to $23.91 on Monday afternoon, according to Benzinga Pro. Block shares surged 7% Monday after SP Global announced the fintech company will join the SP 500, according to CNBC. Stock climbed after Friday's announcement as investors moved ahead of index tracking backing fund buys. Stevens estimates passive funds will purchase about 101 million block shares, equivalent to 11 days of average trading volume. Though block shares remain down 8% year to date, its $48 billion market cap exceeds the S&P 500 median. Block is trying to rebuild investor trust after inconsistent results from its Cash App unit. The company posted strong adjusted earnings and better cash flow despite missing gross profit estimates last quarter. Dogecoin surged 37% in a week, crossing 27 cents on Monday as volume jumped 56% to $6.1 billion, according to Benzinga. Rally followed Trump's signing of the Genius Act, which created a major regulatory framework for digital assets. The law brought long-awaited clarity, prompting a crypto market reassessment and a capital shift from Bitcoin to higher-risk assets like Dogecoin. Analyst Ali Martinez projected Doge could reach 33 to 40 cents if it holds support near 25 cents after a technical breakout. Rally gained momentum after BitOrigin announced plans to establish a Dogecoin Treasury, making it the first public company to adopt the meme coin as a reserve asset. Universal Music Group has confidentially filed for a U.S. listing to fulfill its agreement with Bill Ackman's hedge fund Pershing Square, according to Bloomberg. The Amsterdam-listed firm submitted documents to the SEC for a proposed offering by certain shareholders. Universal, which represents artists such as Taylor Swift, will not receive proceeds from the sale. Ackman resigned from the companies born in May, months after pushing for a U.S. listing to raise the firm's valuation. Universal had previously resisted efforts to move its domicile from the Netherlands or delist from Euronext Amsterdam. In March, Pershing Square affiliated shareholders sold a 2.7% stake in Universal Music Group for over $1.5 billion. CNBC has ranked the 10 U.S. states best positioned to withstand an economic downturn based on job growth, GDP performance, fiscal health, and trade exposure. Florida topped the list for the third straight year, buoyed by strong finances and new business formation, though experts note its reliance on federal funding poses risk. Texas followed with economic size offsetting trade vulnerability. North Carolina ranked third, supported by affordability and major employees like Bank of America, Duke Energy, and Nucor. Rounding out the top five were Delaware and New York. JP Morgan recently lowered its 2025 recession forecast from 60% to 40%, but 46% of Americans still fear layoffs, according to an Indeed Harris survey. A new Resume Genius poll finds that only 32% of Gen Z workers are satisfied with their college decisions, while 22% regret attending college altogether. Another 22% say they would have chosen higher paying fields like tech or finance. Career coaches say college degrees no longer guarantee jobs, unlike in the past, when graduates can reliably secure employment after earning a diploma. Rising tuition costs and a tight job market are fueling second thoughts, especially as AI disrupts entry-level roles. Career experts say degrees no longer guarantee employment, pushing more teens and parents to consider alternatives like trade school. STEM and healthcare majors report the highest satisfaction, while arts and humanities grads express the most regret. General Motors reported second quarter earnings that beat Wall Street expectations and reaffirmed its full-year outlook, even as Trump's 25% auto tariffs continue to pressure the industry. GM posted adjusted earnings per share of $2.53 and revenue of $47.12 billion, both beating forecasts according to CNBC. The automaker maintained its guidance revised in May to reflect the tariff hit of as much as $5 billion. CEO Mary Barra said the company is adapting to policy shifts and working to cut tariff exposure through U.S. production shifts and cost controls. GM expects greater tariff exposure in the second half of the year, with 2 quarters impacted versus 1 in the first half. North America margins adjusted for earnings before interest and taxes fell to 6.1% from 10.9% a year ago. Coca-Cola reported second quarter earnings and revenue that beat Wall Street expectations, driven by strong demand in Europe. Beverage giant reported adjusted earnings of 87 cents per share and revenue of $12.62 billion, both exceeding analyst expectations, according to CNBC. Coca-Cola's second quarter net income rose to $3.81 billion, or 88 cents per share, up from $2.41 billion, or 56 cents per share a year ago. Company narrowed its full-year outlook for comparable earnings per share growth to 3%, the upper end of its prior range. It maintained its forecast for 5% to 6% organic revenue growth in 2025. Shares rose 1% in pre-market trading. Roblox officially launched its Learning Hub on Tuesday, introducing a curated portal of interactive educational content for middle-grade students, according to Benzinga. Gaming company aims to transform student learning by integrating interactive lessons into immersive gameplay using its large global user base. Learning Hub offers a centralized platform for educational games across subjects like computer, science, arts, and math. Hub features immersive experiences in subjects like computer science, math, and online safety, with partners including including Google's Be Internet Awesome, BBC Bite Size, and Sesame Workshop. The initiative aims to blend gameplay with learning and provide parents and educators with high-quality content over the summer. Roblox education chief Rebecca Canner called it a front door to subject-based exploration. The launch follows Roblox stock rally up over 115% year-to-date. The CEO Elon Musk faced legal challenges on Monday over Tesla's driver assist safety and marketing, according to the AP. In Miami, a wrongful death trial focused on a 2019 crash involving autopilot, where the driver admitted over-reliance on the system after fatally hitting a pedestrian. The victim's family is seeking punitive damages, which a legal expert warned could reach hundreds of millions and inspire further claims. In Oakland, California, state regulators argued Tesla should be barred from selling cars due to misleading marketing of autopilot and full self-driving. DMV says Tesla's branding overstates system capabilities, a claim backed by federal scrutiny in past recalls. Musk's credibility and Tesla's liability are now under intense legal and regulatory pressure as he pushes to deploy robo-taxis by next year.
For all things money, visit Benzinga.com.